So, Elliotte, for the second year in a row, the best dressed man at the European Players Tour is Hampus Lindholm of the Boston Bruins. So, congratulations for that.
It's an unofficial award. There's no prize.
No prize. Okay, I'll take it.
You can have the cash value of 0.
Yes.
Lucky Lundqvist's not here. It saves me.
2/3 of the square root of 0. We're talking about this off air. Let's do it on the air. How much fun was Charlie McAvoy's wedding?
No, that was something special. They really they went all out in that wedding, and it was fun to be a part of. And I think they had a great time as well, which is the most important thing.
Who wore the lampshade?
The lampshade. I never actually saw someone wear it, but if someone would have worn it, it would probably be Swayman. So I'll give him.
Really, eh? Like that.
Those are hard though. They're glass. You have to really work to get those off. So I'll be real impressed if he walked around one of those.
I figured it would have been one of the veterans as opposed to one of the young guys who would have been the most entertaining, let's say.
Yeah, but I think he would have done it because he wanted to entertain the veterans. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know, it must be kind of like a weird time. Just celebrating Bergeron, Krejci, but also knowing that, you know, you weren't there obviously when Chara was there and what it was like when he left. But I can only imagine what it's going to be like now without especially Bergeron there.
Yeah. No, I think especially looking from the outside, I understand what people think of it. But I think the people in the room, like all those guys you mentioned, like I've only been there for a year and a half, but you can really feel those guys in the walls of that locker room. And I think also turning it to the other side of it, I think a lot of guys are excited to bring that on and like show that we can do what they've kind of taught us over all these years. And I think that's something that's really exciting for me personally. And I think the guys in that room to show that Boston way is still in the locker room and keep carrying the legacy.
I saw your note when Bergeron announced it, and you said you could talk basically for hours, and you were only, as you said, a teammate with him for a year and a half. Tell us one story about Bergeron that stood out for you.
Well, I can just speak for myself. I would say maybe, like, not that I've been traded a lot, but like when I get traded, like before even like any GM has time to call me, almost like I get a phone from Patrice on my phone. Like he takes time to call me, and everyone that was around me, include everyone. It's not like you said he calls me, "Hey, welcome to Boston, Hampus." It's you can tell it's very genuine, and it's like it's not like you just get that phone call. It's like when you arrive, it's like every little thing. Like he wants you to make it easy to come over to the new team, and like he's so aware of all those little things, and to make sure that everyone's happy and satisfied. And you can tell that he does it from a genuine way, which is, I think it's very, very special. And my first practice, I come to Boston. I think he had done some kind of stuff with his wrist, so he wasn't playing with the team. I come there, we're skating. I feel like I'm 50 years old because he never gets tired, that guy. I'm skating around to try to impress him. It was a really fun skate, and then we end it, and then before I even like have time to look down, he's there picking up the pucks and coming up and knuckle fist me. Great practice, and goes off. And he's just such a polite, nice man. And I think a lot of people can learn from him. And I feel sorry for those people that didn't have the chance to play with him.
Really?
Yeah.
That's quite a compliment.
We've heard forwards talk about certain defensemen, and they'll say, you know, this defenseman makes it easy for me to do my job. Oh, this defenseman, it's so great when I'm on the ice with him because my job is taken care of, gets me the puck, no problem, and the puck's up the ice. I wonder about Bergeron from a defenseman's point of view. Did he make it easier for you to be a defenseman?
Yeah, no, obviously he's such a two-way center, so he would always be in that right spot. And if anything would ever jump by or go sideways, he would always be low there and support. And I think, obviously, super smart centerman, and he would always that's why he won all those awards. Like he didn't cheat that much so often. I think obviously he could have gone a little bit more for getting all those points, but if you just look at a two-way center that wants to win, I think he played the right way and really fun to play with.
Did you think there was any chance he was going to play this year?
You never really know. Of course, like all the guys knew that he was retiring, but then like you come around this time of year, like the kids are screaming at home. You're like, honey, yeah, I miss the boys. So you never know. But obviously, I think everyone had a pretty clear mind that he was going to retire, and well deserved. Like what a career, and like I said, he should be proud. He's put his legacy in that Beast locker room and for the whole city and for hockey in general.
Is the world ready for Captain Brad Marchand?
That is a good question. That's a question I can't ask for you, but yeah, he's a great guy too. And like I said, we have so many great leaders. So I think that's going to be a hard pick for any coach or leader management. But yeah, no, as I said, he's a great guy too, and you can tell he's been around all those guys, Bergie and Shara, and been a part of the winning team. And so it's fun guys to be around for me too, to learn and keep growing here with my last couple of years here with Boston.
You did a really good job keeping your foot injury secret.
Yeah.
Going back to March 11th or 12th in the Detroit game, and you played down the stretch and into the playoffs with a fracture as well. How difficult was that?
I think I didn't really know first that it was injured. I know it was hurt, but I didn't know it was broken. But that made a lot of sense after because it didn't really get that much better. So obviously that was really hard playing with now when I look back at it, especially because I see myself as a flowing skater. That's kind of makes who I am as a player. But I think with any injuries and stuff, you learn new ways of playing with stuff, and that's how you get better as a player too. You have something nagging or something you can't do that you normally can do, then you have to try to exchange, get your other abilities to kind of maybe step up even more. So I think I managed it really good regular season. I think then come playoff time, I was a little bit disappointment how I maybe got the best out of myself. But I think most guys in the locker room probably wasn't happy with the end result. But it's part of hockey. It happens, and you just have to learn from it and grow from it.
You mentioned such a premium for you on skating, galloping. You're a galloping type of defenseman. There was Elliotte and I talked about this a couple of times early in the season. Last year, there was one game, I want to say it was against Detroit. It was an overtime, and you grabbed the puck behind the Bruins net, and you went end to end. And we kind of looked at that and wondered how much of that is just Jim Montgomery saying, go, as opposed to any other coaches saying, hang on here, let's manage the situation. And was that, when you look at how you were able to play this year, and you put up big points, how much of that is a reflection, you think, on Jim Montgomery just saying, go?
Yeah, no, I think obviously the way we played and encouragement of us joining helps a lot. I think also I always tell everyone my Anaheim days. That's always been me. If you look back when I played in Sweden, I've always been the guy carrying around the net and then try to skate it all the way up in the middle. And so that's always kind of been part of my game. I think it's just fit now that we have a playing style where they encourage stuff like that. And I think I've been developing that over the years in Anaheim, and it's been really, really fun for me to have all that in the bank. And then obviously now I can take advantage and use it out there on ice.
It's fun. It's something you said there stands out. You go from Anaheim to Boston, and not knocking Anaheim, but Boston's obviously a bigger hockey market.
Yeah.
And also a lot of players and fans will tell you that those of us who live in the East Coast, we can't stay up past 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we don't see anything.
Yeah.
So how do you think that the perception of you or the way people see you has changed since you got traded to Boston?
Yeah, no, of course, more eyes on you. It makes people understand more what kind of player you are. So I definitely think that's players or people have finally started to see what kind of player I am. And I think I've never been maybe the most flashy players. I think when you get to see me more day-to-day basis, you appreciate my playing style, I think, a little bit more. And it's I've always seen myself as I want to be a player that makes the four guys out there on the ice with me better. I don't want to be maybe the guy that dekes one guy and put it in the net, but I make everyone else worse out there. You want to try to win hockey games, and that's always been my kind of playing style. I think it's fun that people get to see me more on day to day, and it's fun that you get all these nice words, and especially in Boston, I think people appreciate you, and I appreciate them. So it's been a fun year and a half, 2 years there.
You alluded to it a little bit there. Just the scene after Florida, what it was like in the room, and how you guys will use that as motivation for this year.
Yeah, no, it's like that basketball guy. He said it pretty well after his press conference there, that it's even though you lose a season, it's so disappointing, especially with sport. It's like someone just cuts off your the road in front of you, and then you're like, what's going on now? And it is really tough. I think everyone's going to be sour about that season, but at the end of the day, you can only learn from it and grow from it. And I think it was definitely not a waste of a season. It was one of the seasons I'm always going to remember, and the season that I grew a lot, and I think a lot of guys in that locker room grew, and that's something we're going to carry on to next season. So I think everyone's going to be a better version of himself next year, and I think it's going to snowball that way, especially if you have that mindset.
Who's the player that's going to break out this year? Because they're going to be in a position where more is going to be expected, and more will be delivered.
Yeah.
Who's your pick?
Who's my pick? I think it would be fun to see like one of the young guys, like maybe Fabian Lysell, come, and you'll get an opportunity.
Of course, you pick a guy. From
Yeah. No, it's hard. I think everyone had like a good year last year. I think we have a lot of guys that have a lot of potential. I think Charlie Coyle can be a guy too that can really show up. Not like you haven't done it before, but he would be another pick.
Okay, so these are going to be hockey pool picks for me this year. You know?
Yeah.
If I lose, I'm going to be really disappointed at you.
Elliote's on a hockey pool fishing trip here. It's essentially what he's saying, Hampus.
I'll send you my address. You come knock on my door.
Was there a moment last, because that was such a magical season for the Boston Bruins, obviously. Was there a time in the season where everyone in that room kind of said, we could really do something special here, or this is a different type of team? I mean, everyone, like all of us, I'll put my hand up too. I was saying to everybody, I was one of those guys that was saying, the Boston Bruins have so many injuries to start the season. They're just going to have to play 500 hockey until they start getting players back. I mean, you guys came out of the gate and grabbed the regular season by the foot and dragged it to deep water and stayed there for 82 games. At what point did you realize you had something special?
I think like the guys in the locker room, you know it even before the season started. Of course, like when you start playing games against the other teams, you start realizing you were winning. But I think we knew it from the get-go. Like we had really good players, and everyone knew that some guys would have to step up when you have big guys injured, but that's what good teams do. And I think Boston's been a good team for a long, long time. And for those reasons, you have guys injured, you have guys out, some guys get traded. It's just a chance for someone else to step up. Like I think if I look at our team now, I was talking to everyone else here helping me out today. I think we have so many good players still. I think we almost had too many good players maybe last year. So now it's just going to be squeezing out a little extra out of everyone. I think that's super exciting because like what hockey player does not want more responsibility? What hockey player does not want to play more? And if you get the talent and the mind for it, it's an exciting time.
I heard the last one for me. I heard the story about you, and you can tell me if this story is true or not, but that when you were traded and you were considering signing your extension, one of the things Claude Lemieux, who represents you, told you was you can believe in the Bruins because they always figure things out. And first of all, is that true? And secondly, do you look at this right now and say the Bruins are going to figure this out?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, no, that's what he said. And also being around the league, you've seen, I think they always done a great job to be competitive. And I think that's something that's lives within myself too. Like I look at our team and the core guys we have, like I would be surprised if we wouldn't be competitive for all the years that I'm there. So that was also one of the reasons why I signed, and I'm super excited about that. It's like you never really know in this league, especially which teams you have the right guys get hot the right time of year. It's basically just get into the playoffs, and then if you have those kind of guys, anything can happen. And then Boston's also a team to see when you have a chance to kind of maybe strengthen up the team a little bit. And it's fun to be a part of an organization that plays to win every single game.
Some new faces. Geeky is in. Lucic returns, and someone who you played with in Anaheim, Kevin Shattenkirk, is now a Boston Bruin. You ever thought on your old teammate from Anaheim?
Yeah, no, Shad is a great guy. I think anyone around the league knows Shad. He's one of those guys in the room you just love to have around. He treats everyone with respect and just brings good energy every day. So I'm super excited to have him back. And he's probably going to take the DJ cord within a second in that locker room too. So get some bangers going. So I'm excited.
Best dressed and great talker.
Yeah,
have another great season.
Yeah, thanks guys. Good to see you now.